The pure wife was a woman known in her village for her calm nature and quiet strength. Her name was Aisha. She lived a simple life with her husband, Imran, in a small town where everyone knew each other's stories, sometimes even before they were true. Aisha believed in honesty, patience, and kindness. She never raised her voice, never argued in public, and never spoke badly about anyone. For her, purity was not just about loyalty, but about the cleanliness of the heart. Imran was a hard-working man, but he was easily influenced by others. He loved his wife, yet deep inside, he carried a weakness, doubt. He cared too much about what people said. At first, their life was peaceful. They laughed together, shared meals, and dreamed of a better future. Aisha trusted her husband completely, believing that love meant faith in each other. One day, a man named Salman moved into the town. He was clever, well-spoken, and enjoyed creating trouble where there was none. He noticed the respect people had for Aisha, and instead of admiring it, he felt jealous. He believed that no one should be so pure, so untouched by gossip. Slowly, like poison mixed with honey, he began planting doubts in people's minds. Salman started with small comments. He would laugh and say things like, "No one can be that perfect," or, "Behind silence, there are always secrets." At first, people ignored him. But when words are repeated again and again, they begin to sound like truth. Soon, whispers started moving through the town like cold wind. One evening, Imran heard two men talking at the tea shop. They stopped speaking when he arrived, but their silence was louder than words. His heart felt heavy. Doubt, once born, grows quickly. That night, Imran looked at Aisha and felt confused. She was the same gentle woman, but his mind was no longer peaceful. Days passed, and Imran became distant. He spoke less and watched more. Aisha noticed the change. She felt the silence between them like a wall slowly rising. She wanted to ask him what was wrong, but she believed that patience could heal misunderstandings. She chose to wait, trusting that truth always finds its way. Salman saw the distance growing and decided to push harder. One afternoon, he met Imran alone and spoke softly, pretending to be a friend. He said that he had seen Aisha talking to a stranger in the market. He added unnecessary details, describing looks and moments that never existed. He said he was only warning Imran as a well-wisher. Imran's heart broke in silence. He did not shout. He did not ask for proof. The poison had already entered his thoughts. That night, he confronted Aisha with cold words. He did not accuse her directly, but his questions were sharp and full of suspicion. Aisha was shocked. Tears filled her eyes, not because of anger, but because the man she trusted no longer trusted her. She explained calmly. She told him the truth. She spoke with honesty and dignity. But doubt is deaf, it does not hear explanations. Imran walked away, leaving Aisha alone with her pain. That night, she cried not for herself, but for the love that was losing its purity. The next morning, Aisha made a decision. She would not beg, argue, or prove herself through anger. She believed that truth did not need noise. She continued her daily life with the same kindness, helping neighbors, caring for the elderly, and living with respect. Some people watched her closely, waiting for a mistake, but they found none. Time passed, and Salman's lies began to collapse under their own weight. The stranger Aisha was accused of meeting turned out to be a distant relative who visited the town openly. People started connecting the truth. The same tongues that spread lies now whispered regret. One day, an old woman from the town spoke openly in front of others. She said that Aisha had cared for her when no one else did. Another man said he had seen Aisha only with dignity and respect. Slowly, the fog of doubt lifted. Imran felt ashamed. He realized his mistake was not doubting Aisha, but doubting love itself. He understood that purity is not something to be questioned, but something to be protected. One evening, he stood in front of Aisha with tears in his eyes. He apologized without excuses. He admitted his weakness and asked for forgiveness. Aisha listened quietly. Forgiveness was not easy, but her heart was stronger than her pain. She forgave him, not because she was weak, but because she believed in healing. She reminded him that trust, once broken, takes time to rebuild. Their story became a lesson for the town. People learned that rumors destroy more than truth ever can. They learned that a pure heart shines brightest when tested by darkness. Aisha remained the pure wife, not because she proved her innocence, but because she never let bitterness enter her soul. And Imran learned that real love begins where doubt ends. The pure wife began a new chapter after forgiveness, but healing did not come easily. Trust, once shaken, leaves invisible cracks. Aisha and Imran lived under the same roof, yet something between them felt fragile. Their conversations were polite, their smiles gentle, but the deep warmth they once shared needed time to return. Aisha understood this. She knew that love is not repaired in a single moment. It is rebuilt through patience and consistency. Imran tried to change. He became more attentive, helped with daily work, and spoke kindly. Still, guilt followed him like a shadow. At night, he would lie awake, remembering Aisha's tears and her calm dignity when he doubted her. He realized that the pain he caused was deeper than words. He wanted to undo the past, but time only moves forward. The town slowly returned to its normal rhythm. People greeted Aisha with respect again, but she noticed the way some eyes still watched her, as if waiting for another story. Instead of feeling angry, she felt sad. She understood how easily people believe lies when they are more exciting than truth. She decided to live not to impress anyone, but to remain true to herself. One afternoon, a serious illness spread through the town. Many families were affected, and fear filled the air. Doctors were few, and help was limited. Without thinking twice, Aisha stepped forward. She began caring for the sick, cleaning homes, preparing food, and offering comfort. She risked her own health, but her heart did not allow her to stay away. Imran watched her quietly. He saw the same purity that first made him love her. She did not ask who deserved help and who did not. She served everyone equally. People who once doubted her now depended on her kindness. In those difficult days, Aisha became a source of strength for the entire town. Salman, the man who had started the rumors, also fell ill. He lived alone and had no one to care for him. When Aisha heard this, she went to his house with medicine and food. Imran was shocked. He asked her why she would help someone who had tried to destroy her life. Aisha replied calmly that hatred only creates more darkness, and she chose light. Salman was weak and ashamed. When he saw Aisha, tears filled his eyes. He confessed everything. He admitted that his jealousy had turned into cruelty and that he had lied without thinking about the consequences. He begged for forgiveness, expecting anger or silence. Aisha listened without interruption. She forgave him, not to free him, but to free herself. She told him that purity is not about being untouched by pain, but about not passing pain to others. Her words changed something inside Salman. For the first time, he felt the weight of his actions. As the illness passed and life slowly returned to normal, the town changed too. People spoke more carefully. They learned that words could heal or destroy. Aisha's actions became a living lesson. She did not give speeches or advice. Her life itself spoke louder than any words. Imran felt a deep respect for his wife that went beyond love. He realized that Aisha was strong in a way he had never fully understood. Her forgiveness, her service, and her silence were not weakness but power. He began to trust not only her, but also his own ability to stand by the truth. One evening, Imran gathered the courage to speak openly. He told Aisha that he did not just regret doubting her, but regretted failing to protect her honor. He promised that he would never allow rumors to come between them again. He said that love without trust is empty, and he wanted to rebuild their relationship on honesty. Aisha looked at him and smiled softly. She told him that she never stopped believing in goodness, even when her heart was hurt. She said that tests come to reveal who we are, not to destroy us. Their conversation that night was slow, honest, and healing. For the first time in a long while, silence between them felt peaceful again. Seasons changed, and so did their bond. They laughed more, shared their worries, and made decisions together. The pain of the past did not disappear, but it no longer controlled them. It became a reminder of how easily love can be damaged and how carefully it must be handled. The story of the pure wife spread beyond the town. Travelers spoke of a woman whose character remained unbroken even when her reputation was attacked. People came not to see her, but to learn from her example. Aisha remained humble, never claiming greatness. In the end, purity was not something Aisha proved to the world. It was something she lived every day, quietly and consistently. And Imran learned that the greatest mistake a person can make is doubting a pure heart, and the greatest wisdom is learning to trust it again.